So disposable cameras have definitely, made a comeback in recent years. I haven't really, ever shot one. I did buy one and plan to shoot one for a project that I was doing, but it kind of fell through because of COVID. I think I only did like 5 shots on it. So it's actually 4 shots because this thing is on 23. So yeah, with no experience really shooting a disposable, not that, I really need to shoot them because, I do have a lot of, nice, manual film cameras that, I'd much rather prefer to use. But, I was kind of just recently gifted, this New York Yankees reusable disposable camera. So I thought, maybe, might as well just make a video, going around shooting with this and kind of see, still what I could, come up with is something, kind of as simple as this. So the film that came with this was just, kind of your generic disposable film, 27 shots. This one was an ISO of 400. They either come with, ISO 400 or 800. I usually do shoot 400, so this wasn't really, a big deal for me. And then, the pretty simple setup, just kind of, one button on this thing. It does have a flash, although I could not get the flash to work for the first couple shots. It wasn't really until I took that, cheap little battery, AA battery that came in it out and put in, a better battery in it that the flash actually started to work. But still, at the time, working is kind of a loose term as well because I was still basically every shot the flash was still going off, even if I didn't want it to. But they just kind of expected with disposables because 80% of the time the flash is just going to go off. That's just how disposables work. So walking around, I did kind of have, some difficulty shooting with this. This is a, 30mm focal range. I am more used to a 50, so that was kind of hard just, getting into that mentality of shooting a little bit wider, and also just, looking through the viewfinder as well. It was, a lot less more enjoyable experience than what I'm used to. I was looking through like a cheap piece of plastic. Sometimes it does strain your eye. It is also a little blurry as well, so it's kind of, hard at that point to compose your images. But you can't really expect much more from, a piece of plastic. But with that being said, I still did get some good stuff with this. I got some nice shots that I really like with the composition as well. I also just walked up a lot of hills that day, which was tiring, but I did get see some nice overlooking shots of the city as well, which was cool. Probably the biggest drawback with this camera though is just how much grain it just adds to my images. And I understand that is kind of the disposable film look people like. I just can't get with it. It's just too much noise for like 400 ISO, which is what I always shoot. So I do know what to expect, how much grain I should get when I am shooting 400 ISO, but this just like triples it to what I'm used to, and I just prefer a little bit more finer grain look. So because of that, I just really don't see myself ever shooting this reusable disposable camera ever again. Like it's hard or anything to reload. It's pretty self-explanatory. This kind of thing is meant, more for beginners. So it is, pretty simple to get the hang of. So yeah, and especially, with film prices going up, I just don't see how I could ever, convince myself to shoot this again. So this thing is probably just going to, be sitting on my shelf and collecting dust for the foreseeable future, and just kind of showing off my love for the Yankees as well. So yeah, that was just kind of a video of me walking around and shooting a disposable, just trying out a new medium. Definitely isn't for me either. I just can't get behind how much grain it adds. But with something like a piece of plastic like this, you can't really expect much more from it. This really is more of a consumer tool, which just kind of also explains why they are so popular right now.